Hey, what's going on everybody? I hope you yourself are doing fine today. Today we are reviewing Aznable Zaku 2 2.0 on Mastergrade. This of course is a follow-up to my last video where we unboxed this kit. I'll leave that link in the description as well as my other reviews and unboxings. So right off the bat, what you're looking at is the kit snap built. Now a little about the Mastergrade Zaku 2. The first one was released in 1995. It was one of the first few Mastergrades ever released. And 12 years later in the year 2007, the 2.0 was released. With improvements to articulation as well as a few new gimmicks such as the moving mono eye, the lever on the rear which moves the cockpit side to side, the Unpilot figurine, as well as accessories depending on the variant. We'll get more into that later. Now arguably, the Zaku 2 is one of the most iconic designs not just in the Gundam universe, but in mecha and robots in general. And if I'm correct, this was designed during the 80s and has stood the test of time. It comes in several variants. This of course is Aznable's one. You got the standard Zaku 2, Zaku 2 White Ogre, Zaku Cannon, Zaku Mine Layer, Goof, high mobility types, and the Psycho Zaku. And those are just the standard releases. One of the things I love about the fact that it's kind of an old kit. While it may be simple looking on the outside, the under part of the armor and the inner frame has a ton of detail. You get panels, inner linings, pistons and whatnot. These little things make you appreciate the build more. But it would have been an otherwise perfect building experience if not for the tubes. Anyone who's ever owned a Zaku 2.0 will always bring up the tubes. That's why at the end of the video, just stick around. I'm going to show you how to install them flawlessly. So please stick around for that. Now apart from the mobile suit itself, it comes with a small sheet of dry transfer decals and stickers. The notable ones are the mono eye and that radioactive trifoil symbol that you put on a nuclear reactor, which the pilot sits on top of. If you want to customize this or any kind of Zaku for that matter, you get different options for the head. You get two types of commander fins. One is closer to the anime and the other one is more modern looking, as well as a regular head. Since this is Aznable Zaku, you do get Aznable pilot figurines, one seated and one standing up. So yeah, this would be good to paint. Now you also get this platform lift thing. So if you want to do like a display with like a hanger or a diorama, this would be nice to add to it. That platform extends upwards. Now the standing figurine that it comes with does not stand on its own, unless you glue it of course, but this would look great with any standing pilot figurine. Taking a closer look at the weapons, first we got the machine gun with a side foregrip, and you can detach the pan magazine. And lastly, the sight orbiter on the gun. Now you don't get extra magazines, but you can stow it on the side or in the back skirt. And I also want to mention, even if you don't see it, the inside of the magazine has bullets in them. So if you're following, yeah, there is a lot of extra mile stuff in this kit that you don't get with modern Mastergrades. The bazooka has a foregrip as well. And the sight has a cap so you can open or close it. The bazooka can be stowed on the rear latch like this, but there is no way to stow the machine gun. Lastly, you get a heat hop. There is no assembly in this, it just comes out as one piece. Nice detail on it, but you will have to paint it if you want the actual heat hawk color. They also give you a peg to have it stowed on the back or on the side skirts. Now for the gimmicks, the thrusters on the backpack are articulate as well as the fins. If you remove the backpack, you get access to this little lever here on the back. You use this to move the cockpit side to side. And in order to open the cockpit, you gotta press and pull upwards, right around the diaphragm area here. And you can open this on either side. And there we have our pilot. Now moving on to articulation. Now the head is pretty interesting. When the neck isn't extended, you're only limited to side rotation, but it's more than enough for any good posing. I mean, you can turn the head completely around, but it stops somewhere. It's not a full 360-degree turn, but give it a slight tug to extend the neck. And now you can have a little bit more up and down and angle rotation on the head. And yes, when you turn the head, the mono eye moves with it. I'm not sure if you could appreciate it if I demonstrated here with the head attached to the kit, but if you take the head out and just rotate it from the neck, you can see how it moves the mono eye. Now both pieces of shoulder armor are articulated on these limbs. They can extend and rotate. Now at first you might think this might be a little odd, but what makes this so good is that no matter what position you have your arms in, the shoulder pieces will not get in the way. This makes the kit look more dynamic, rather having the shoulder armor be uniform movement with the shoulders and arms. The shoulders in of themselves have great articulation. You get a full rotation. As well as slight angling in the front or back. Arms can fully extend and rotate. The elbow is double jointed, so you get a full arm flex. You get a full rotation on the wrist. The hands hold the weapons just fine. Not the tightest, but it works. You get individually articulate thumb and trigger fingers, with the rest of the fingers fused, but you can separate these by cutting the connection between them. Now what makes this really cool is that with the exception of the thumb, 2/3 of each finger is individually articulate. Torso rotation and ab crunch, however, are near non-existent. The skirts don't hinder articulation. The front skirts extend fully, the sides just a little bit, and the rear extends fully. You get a full knee bend, a front kick that goes more than 90 degrees. Back kick is about 90 degrees. And the side kick is also 90 degrees. You also get a full leg rotation. The feet can bend. You do get some foot rotation. But what's cool about this is that the details here, you get these like little pistons underneath all that leg armor. Now for a few size comparisons. Now it is one of the smaller Mastergrades out there. I have it next to a Shin Musha. This is the same height as an RX-78. Now I don't have one, but I promise I'll get one of these days, just for size comparisons. But yeah, here, it is slightly shorter than the RX-78. And here it is compared to a 144 scale real grade. Now I heard not too many good things about this kit, but this was given to me by a friend. Thank you, friend. Though it is smaller, I wish they released a Mastergrade with this kind of detail. But if they are going to update something apart from that, it's a better way to assemble the tubes. Oh my god, they are such a pain. So let's get on to that part. Now the manual instructs you to just slide the tube segments into the line. But that's easier said than done. I've tried so many things, tried bending it, trying to stretch it out so that they can just in between each segment or link, whatever you may call it, have these plastic rubbery things between the gaps. These keep them in place, but at the same time make it hard for you to slide. Really not flexing, but I can deadlift this amount of weight, but these tubes are somehow stronger than me. Or maybe I'm just weak as hell. Jokes aside, if you pull on these too hard, you might crack it, and that's exactly what happened for me. So the best way you can assemble this is, first you want to cut the segments off the runner like this, and smooth them out, take the nubs out. You want to carefully cut the line separate from the runner, set it down. Now with your left hand, you're holding the runner with the tube links or segments on them. Cut out the excess runner. Now with your right hand, take the tube segment out and keep holding it. Now on your left hand, put the runner down and then pick up the line and then insert the tube link or segment as you would if it was still on the runner. Switch hand sides if you're left-handed or whatnot, whatever's comfortable for you. I hope all of that made sense. I hope I didn't hurt your learning process, but this is the best way I can explain this to you, because these tubes are a pain, but I find that doing this really helps. Hopefully it does work for you, and make sure you're working over a clean desk so you don't lose tube segments. But yeah, apart from that, this kit is really good. For my final verdict, I'd like to give this an 8.2 out of 10. What could be improved on this kit is the painful building experience you get from the tubes, and this kit does have some bad nub placements. I heard some people complain about the tube connections being loose as well, but I didn't get that. Apart from these, there's a lot of great things I can say about this kit. Great articulation and posability. You get a good amount of detail in the inner frame. It comes with a good amount of accessories, and the armor is pretty easy to remove for painting. If you're someone who's new into Gunpla, wants to start, this may be a good first or second choice. And for anyone who has been in the hobby and you haven't built one of these yet, I can highly recommend it. Plus it's really affordable. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope this has been informative or helpful to you in one way, shape, or form. If it has, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions or if I missed out on anything, please leave a comment down below or maybe suggest my next build or review, and I might have it on my backlog. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.